here we go. We'll get back at it. I hopped the fence here. And you can see how he's kind of just more or less pinching those logs there. He's not grappling them all with the grapple. He's just kind of barely squeezing them. Said we don't like to tear the bark up on the logs. We like to keep them in pretty good shape. I like these little slick jobs of walnut here. They're nice and quick. Pretty good tree there. Well, didn't get her cut all the way. That's a little sliver. Little Mac will have a pretty good load on it. And we won't, like I said, this will be about 2 loads of logs. And you can, like I said, some of these we haul along, some we got them bucked to lengths already. I mean, there's some of these trees that are just, it's too long to haul them all in one piece. Gets along pretty good there on that old bark hoe. The bad thing about these older loaders like this Barco 40, the parts are getting hard to find for them because the loader's so old. I don't even know what year that loader is. Of course, I keep all the serial numbers of everything we got written down in the book. Even on our chainsaws, I've got the serial numbers to all of our chainsaws written down. But anytime we need parts, of course, we go to a place down here at West Plains for parts for this Barco. I'd like to have all the logs that thing's loaded. My gosh. And we do pre-haul a lot of logs sometimes on jobs. If depending on the job and the circumstances, we might pre-haul them out to the road on the oak, on the walnut. It just depends. We'll get them out to the road, or if they're in a bad place, even if it does rain, they can still truck them and get them out. That's one of the things here about this part of Missouri anymore. When I was a young kid, you had to haul your logs to the mill. That's all. I mean, if you wanted to sell logs, you had to haul them to the mill. Well, as time progressed, the mills started buying their own trucks. And honestly, I think it'd be better for the market and for everything. For loggers, they got the real loggers out there, you know, not these guys that buy a Craftsman chainsaw with an 8N Ford tractor, you know, out there to make a quick buck when the markets get high. If they'd go back to, you know, having everybody haul their own logs, that'd root a lot of these fly-by-nighters out. And it'd be better for the overall timber too, because when the markets get high, I mean, there's guys that butcher timber. I mean, absolutely destroy and butcher timber. And it's senseless. There's no need in that. That's why everything, all the good timber is getting harder to find, because there's guys that go out there, and they cut all the, you know, the residuals, the stuff that shouldn't yet be cut, and they think if they can get a 2x4 out of it, they'll cut it and get their $1.50 for that tree. Well, that's wasteful. That ain't right. I'm not one for rules and regulations at all, believe me, but there's times I kind of wish they'd do a little more about that here in Missouri. I wouldn't think he'd put too many more on. He's getting a pretty good load on the old Mac. Let's look out here in this timber real quick. There's a lot of, I mean, just like this tree here. Here's a good little walnut tree. It could be cut, but we're gonna leave it. We'll get it the next go around. Next time we come in here and cut logs down the road, that'll be one we come back and get. And that's why we can come back and cut timber in places multiple times. There's a long one. All right, we're all chained and boomed down. I'm gonna haul these back to the yard. Dad's getting in the old one stack Mac. The old Power Stroke here. Well, that's hauling logs. That's like I said, I know some guys had been kind of asking us for a while about what it was like when we hauled logs, or kind of showed the process of us loading trucks, which when some of the bigger, fancier trucks come to get logs, it's a lot faster process, because like I said, they've got the big new loaders that are joystick controlled and running the big hydraulic pumps off the big new fancy Caterpillar engines. Or we said our old Mac, it does pretty good for us. Like I said, we got 2 Macs. That's our older one. I think it's like I said, a 90 model. I think that's right, somewhere in there. So flip around. There he goes. Headed out and off to the yard. Have to come back and get the rest of them here in a bit, but that's hauling logs, guys. That's what we do there on the log hauling. So, and as time goes on, I'm sure we'll post some more videos of us loading, or you know, some of the bigger and better trucks that come along to load, that run 10-wheelers and pups. But we're gonna try to snake off this hill and get these logs to the yard and get them loaded. But guys, thanks a lot for following our YouTube channel. As always, I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't followed us on Facebook, be sure to do that. And you can find us on Instagram at Turner Logging LLC and Facebook at Turner Logging LLC. And you can find a link to our channel along with Logger Wade's and Tim O'Brien's at timbertracker.net. You can also find links on that website to download the free app for all mobile devices. Apple, Android, I guess all that good stuff. You'd think for somebody that kind of helped design it and build it, I'd know a little more about how it all works, but that's why I paid some great people down there in Springfield to build it, because I'm just a simple old logger. But we're gonna get out of here. But guys, thanks a lot. We'll definitely catch you next time. We'll send you out the shot of the Mac here going, headed out. So that's the old Mac making its rounds. But guys, we'll catch you next time. See ya.